G'day coaches, welcome back to Game Day Squad's YouTube channel. We're doing an AFLW round review. This is for round 5 and I'm joined by my co-hosts and none other than Bales and Jaiden. Fellas, how we going? We're ready to talk some fantasy footy.
Yeah, I'm going well, Tom. Great to be here, and yeah, it's good to be halfway through the year, so it's nice to have, 5 games of data to work with to try and guess what happens in the next 5 games coming up. So yeah, it's really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, going well, mate. When Jane says we're sort of halfway through, it's just like I'm sort of disappointed. Like it's gone so quick. Like Tom, we were saying last night on the Twitter space. Well, it'll be a couple of nights when this goes up. But yeah, mate, it's just flown by. But had another solid week, scoring a 1970, put me at a round rank of 16 and overall rank of 18. So not too bad. Still top 20, which is nice. I just haven't been able to crack that top 10 for a week to be able to get that pack to hopefully keep building on the side. But I did sort of have something go well. I traded with Cage from Keeper League. I got Silver Geordie Allen, which now isn't a good thing, and I put Izzy Grant in my side, not realising that she'd be locked out before I got the trade done. So I gained about 50 points from that. So thankfully that did work because, Geordie Allen did get too much of it. So I'm sure we'll talk about her a little bit later in my transfer market thing. But not a bad round.
Sounds good. And Jaiden, how about yourself, mate? How'd you go this week?
Yeah, 16-15, obviously not an amazing score, but yeah, having a bit of fun with some of the players I'm putting on, and a few trades have worked out pretty well. So yeah, I'm okay with where I'm at. I need to talk about my entire team on this show, because the ones I talk about go well, and then the rest of them have that season low score, and I can't do anything about it. So I think I'm just going to talk about everyone in my team, and hopefully I can catch up a bit.
All right, next week we'll have a 10-minute segment where you can go ham. You can talk about every player you want, and we'll gas them all up for the rest of the year.
I reckon they watch this show and then they go, okay, I need to play well this week, just for Jaiden's team.
Oh, dude, I love it. And me this week, I did very well. 2,023 points. Had me 10th for the round. 13th for the season, slowly climbing up the ranks. Been loving what my squad's been doing recently. But let's have a look at the best of the best for the week. This week, to win our classic competition, 2,209 points. So massive score. Congratulations to the Wedge Tails. And then in our champion competition, winners, who seem to always win, and now they've changed their name to winners. So I think they're catching along here. But 2,525 points for our champion. What do we make of this, guys? Cracking round.
Score's a bit closer than what they have in previous weeks. It's normally been about 400-500 points between the top in the champion and top in classic. But this week, only the 16 points. So it just shows, I think, how good a week the Wedge Tails did have. They're only 25 points off of 10th in the champion comp. So congrats to Wedge Tails on a massive week.
Yeah, I'd be very interested to see who they have in their team. We noticed this round quite a few of the popular midfield picks struggled a little bit to score, so maybe they went a bit unique and that helped them to, way outscore. So they're like 100 points in front of 5th. So it's a pretty big gap. I'd love to know who they have in their team.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe we can do some investigating. We'll get it and see if we can get it up on the Discord. But let's move it on. Do some player analysis. We're going to go over to none other than our Emojtrix. And what we do here is we allocate emojis based upon player performance. And we have 4 set ones, which we're going to keep a total of. And by the end of the year, we'll let you know who wins them all. And then we go rogue a little bit. But we'll start it off with our fire emoji. I'm going with none other than Saints defender Hannah Priest. And I don't think that's going to be too much of a shock to anyone who followed along in the weekend. 143 fantasy points, 18 kicks, 10 tackles. Dominant is a word for it. Yeah,
she is very, very good. And close to my heart because I've got her in my GameDay squad and official team. So very, very nice there. My lit performance of the week goes to Elise Parker. North Melbourne, bit of a tricky matchup, but she didn't really care. She racked up across all the stat lines and scored in excess of 150 game day squad points, which was fantastic. So with West Coast and a pretty good run to finish the year, I think she's going to be a very popular addition to people's game day squad sides.
Yeah, certainly her price has gone up in the market. For me, I'm going to go with Hannah Priest as well. 143, absolutely solid. And I'd like to thank Bales for a round 1 trade. Laura Gardner for Hannah Priest. It's working out pretty well.
Yep.
Yeah, win-win.
Yep, love it.
Oh, how good's that? Let's move it on. Stock down emoji. You don't want to be a part of this one. This is someone who's not playing so well. Me, it's going to Bree Davey. 80 fantasy points this week's, 8 kicks, 8 tackles. As you mentioned before, a lot of the top guns didn't play so good this week. Davey was one of those, and coaches will not be happy.
Yeah, mine goes to another disappointing player, unfortunately. Probably one's going to impact a lot of people more in official, but I sort of got to probably say it here as well. Erin Phillips, 38 points, tagged. I thought when Ash Saint was out, I thought, yep, she's going to be playing more forward, and yeah, that was the case, unfortunately. I think you got to, if you did have her in a game day squad, you've got to sort of move her on because she's just a midfielder. But yeah, I think she might be heavily traded out across every format.
Yeah, for me, it is Amy Smith from North Melbourne. 28 game day squad points, but the disappointing thing is probably like 52% time on ground. I wasn't really aware of that until after the game, and that kind of explained the score a bit. North have a pretty good run for defenders, but yeah, just not in the midfield anymore, so struggling to score.
What's her normal total?
About normal, probably around 75%, but yeah, it wasn't very fun to watch. I own an unofficial, and I think if she scored well, I probably would have won the week. So yeah, the one player that let me down.
That hurts, mate. That hurts. I actually started a silver Amy Smith a couple of rounds this year and fortunately didn't fall into that trap. This week, a rocket emoji, someone who exploded in performance. And this is a player who's been mentioned by a lot of the people on this show. It's been a ticking time bomb for when they were finally going to explode. Maddie Prasparkas. So good to see her perform well. 138 fantasy points, 16 kicks, 6 marks, 6 tackles. Did it in every single way possible. Loved her game.
For me, exploding performance for this round. It's been consistent, but hasn't put up that big ceiling score yet. So I'm going to go Mon Conti. 121 fantasy points on the weekend. Don't exactly have a game day squad points, but it would be in excess of 130, probably 135, 140. Yeah, she was just very good. With the knock on her has been the ceiling scores. She just put up some consistent hundreds and 90s, but this was the round she finally went big. So again, she is going to be another popular addition after what people saw last week.
Yeah, for me, I mentioned her last week in the pop-out pick, so I put her straight into my team. So the exploding performance for the round is Jessie Wardlaw. I was expecting her to do well, but I was not expecting her to play number 1 ruck. That was completely out of the blue, but yeah, 108 game day squad points. I think 130-ish because I'm playing a gold card at the moment. But yeah, hopefully that role can continue because yeah, she did really well, especially in the first half.
Love it. Another shout out to our pop-out picks. Been killing it this year, mate. And let's finish it off. A money bag emoji, someone who's going to increase in price, not only just in general, but in game day squad transfer market. For me, that's Maddie Prasparkas. I had a quick little geeze before the show. I think there are some old offers up there of people who weren't too happy with the start of her season. And I feel like now is the time to strike because there's a good run coming. I've loved what I've seen from her, and there could be a starting role her and my team this week. So yeah, after a very tough start, there's a very fruitful run coming up, and I'm pumped about it, dude. Let's go.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to go 2, but I'll quickly say it. I think 1 will go to Jessie Wardlaw. I think after Jaiden put the pop-out picks last week and having good performance and being, sort of, as you said, that number 1 ruck, or at least a lot of time in the ruck, I think price is going to go through the roof. But also, I'm going to double down as well on Elise Parker. This is the time. There might be some old offers still of sort of a slower start to the season, but after that big performance on the weekend, there's going to be a lot of coaches trying to get her in. So yeah, Parker and Wardlaw for me.
Yeah, I wrote down Elise Parker as well.
I'll go Wardlaw then if you want.
I did have a look on the market. Seems like we're too late, and everyone's gone for her, but. Yeah, some great picks by you two there. I think Prasparkas might have been 99 cents a couple of weeks ago when I was talking about her, but yeah, I'm disappointed I didn't get one for myself.
Oh, gosh. But all right, let's do it. Let's move it on. It's time for us to go rogue. 2 emojis that we're going to select. I'll start it off, fellas. As we do, I'm going to flex emoji, and that's going to Sabrina Frederick. There's so many great forward options this year, so it can be tough to warrant starting a player like Frederick in your best 6 forwards. But if you need a point of difference player or your forward line isn't looking too tidy, and you have a Frederick laying around, a bronze or whatever grade that is, look no further. She's handling some ruck duties. Her ceiling for fantasy output is just increasing more and more. I'm loving what I've been seeing from her over the past 2 weeks. So plug her in your lineup. You need a pod? Yeah, she'll do solid for you. The next one, a clock emoji. So a little TikTok. This is going to Chloe Malloy. It's only a matter of time before we start to see Malloy dominating. She's faced some really hard teams, some tags, and everything in between. But I can reason and understand why coaches wouldn't be very happy, and especially in Game Day squad where she is listed as a midfielder. But better times are coming. And if right now is the worst of the worst, I can't wait to see her back at her best. So sit tight, relax, and better times are coming, everyone. It's all right. It's not time to panic yet. We're all good.
If you want to bargain, I think this could be the week you pounce, because you could have a good game against Port Adelaide this week, which I know we talked about that last night, Tom. That's a pretty good matchup, so she could go big this week. My 2 emojis is going to be a couple of different ones. So the first one, I'm actually going to use the camera emoji that there's just been a photo taken, because I had a photo with Ebony Marinoff on the weekend, which was fantastic. So, I'll shout her out there. It was very, very good of her to take the photo there. So, shout out to Noffy there. And then the other one, I'm going to go the crown emoji, because she's just too good at the moment. Bonnie Too Good continues to put up ton after ton, big score after big score. And we probably thought after a couple of weeks, she's a forward. She might have a floor game like here or there, but she just doesn't really care. She just goes, nah, I don't care about that. I'm going to keep putting up big scores. So, yeah, she's just going very, very well. And she's not... Laura Gardner's got probably that number 1 forward mantle, but tell you what, Bonnie Too Good is certainly trying to keep up with Laura Gardner, because she's having one hell of a season.
Very good. I'm going to go into the midfield and say goodbye with a waving emoji to Bree Davey and Britt Bonici from Collingwood. Both of them kind of a little bit under par this week, but the main reason is they play Brisbane this week, and Brisbane are about 10 points harder than any other team for midfielders to score against. So, yeah, big red flag there. So wave goodbye to those and potentially hit the play on this card. I've been running it all year. It's Ali Anderson. She's been a top 5 mid in the last 3 games, and I'm loving having her in my team. So potentially you could swap out those Pies players for Ali Anderson.
Funny to think that she is an underrated player after winning the AFLW award last year. It's absolutely crazy that she's certainly not... A bit like Sparks at the start of the year, she's just not talked about as much, but she definitely should be.
My first segment, I will take it away here with my bronze squad and the Broad Squadron. Where are you at? I'm searching for you. We're back this week with our 5th installment for the season, and I'm showing you how well a team restricted to just bronze cards on Game Day squad would compete in our competitions weekly. So let's have a look and see how the team went this week. So our defenders, they totaled 641 points. Midfield, Alice Parker, Charlie Rowbottom, Mon Conti, Maddie Prasparkas and Ali Anderson for 720 points between them. Ali Morfitt taking out the ruck spot again. 135 has been eating this season. In our forwards, Laurie Gardner, Kate Hoare, Bonnie Too Good. I don't think anyone's surprised with that top 3 for the round. And then we go Nina Morrison, Dakota Davidson, and Rebecca Privatelli. So they totaled for 749 points, meaning our bronze squad for this round had 2,245. So yeah, it's a good week. We would have seen our bronze squad again finished in first place in our classic competition, but by only a margin of 36 points. And if I'm not mistaken, that is the closest a coach has ever gotten to defeating our bronze squad. So well done. Well done there. And they would have actually snagged a 10th place finish in our champion competition this week. So they would have had double rewards. So I've loved tracking this throughout the season, and I'll be providing some takeaways next week like I did 2 weeks ago. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you subbed, but nonetheless, another W for our bronze squad, and that takes us to 0-5 against it. And I'll be hoping to bounce back against it next week, and maybe I can be the one to defeat it. But that wraps us up, boys. Let's move it on. We'll go to our transfer market master in Bales, mate. Take it away.
Yeah, so I'm going to sort of go half and half a bit. We did the sort of buy, hold, sell. So I'm going to go 3 players. But just a quick side note, if there is ever a week that you're going to get Jazz Garner, Ebony Marinoff, and Georgie Prasparkas at a cheaper price than what they normally are, this is the week to do it after all 3 had sort of subpar performances from what they have done. Obviously, North got the tag by Lucy Single. Jazz Garner sort of was just, all the North mid scored well, but it was a weird game. Very, very windy, so it sort of didn't really work with how Jazz Garner normally plays. And then Georgie Prasparkas just got really unlucky. A lot of missed tackles, the ball bouncing the wrong way. So if you want to pick up those 3 really cheap, pick them up now. But I'll quickly go through 3 players and sort of get you boys to say buy, hold, or sell, and then just sort of one quick sentence about why you would say that. So, Tom, mate, I'll go to you first. So, Ellie Blackburn had a first big game on the weekend, scoring 170 fantasy points. So it would have been near 130 GameDay squad points. Her first big score of the season. So are you buying after one big score? Are you holding off, or are you selling and selling high?
Oh, I actually have a Blackburn. So for this season, I've been holding because I've thought, sort of like Malloy, my thought process before, she wasn't playing well. We've seen the talent. We've seen how well she can do in fantasy. So I thought, better times are ahead. But I'm still going to hold. I think she's going to be a player that I can use in particular matchups this season for my team. So I don't want to sell high because I actually want to utilize her skill set within my own team throughout this season. So I'm going with hold, but for personal reasons.
Jaiden?
Yeah. I also have a Blackburn as well. I think I'm also going to hold. The next 5 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, looks pretty good for her schedule. And I was playing her on the field, but then the Bulldogs were really struggling. We've seen a few things from the coach this week about the Bulldogs. So maybe they can be a bit more inspired, and I might end up playing her. So she's very close. She's probably my 6th midfielder at the moment. So I think she could get a play in 3 weeks' time when. Or 4 weeks actually. She plays the Eagles. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I'm holding, but also if you can somehow get a Ebony Marinoff, Jazz Garner, or something like that for her, maybe try your luck. But I'd be holding as well. Jaiden, we're going to go. This one's close to your heart. I know her price a little bit more than what it was, but Jessie Wardlaw, are you buying her, holding, or are you selling? Maybe thinking this role may not continue.
I think I'm going to say buy because, as I said last week, it's more about her fixture that really excites me. And it was, she had the best 4 games for a forward coming up. So I think even if this ruck roll doesn't continue, I think she was about 65% ruck on the weekend. But if that doesn't continue, she's still got good forward matchups. So yeah, for all of the non-owners out there, I want you to join me and get a Jessie Wardlaw on field.
Love it. I'm going to buy as well. Not only because I personally don't have one, but I just feel like it's a player that you currently need in your forward line. My only problem with buying, and please understand this, that if you are going to do it, is you're probably going to be paying a bit of a premium now. If you did it 2 weeks ago or did it a week ago when our man Jaiden was saying, get on it, there's a good matchup coming, you would have got an absolute bargain for someone like Wardlaw. But I'm going in knowing that I'll have to pay that little bit more because I didn't listen. I didn't have faith, and I should have just gone guns blazing when I was told the first time. So buy it up, mate. That's me.
Yeah, I agree. I'd be buying as well if you can get your hands on Jessie Wardlaw. And the final player is probably in sort of mixed in a couple of players. I'm going to go the Collingwood defenders. Geordie Allen, who I got this week for a duplicate Brooke Brown, so it's fine. And then also like your Lauren Butler and then Ruby Slisher coming back. Tom, are you buying any of these? Are you holding any of these, or are you just selling and not wanting anything to do with the Collingwood defence?
I am in the minds of selling at the moment with the Collingwood defence. I just think it's not because that they're not going to be good. They're going to be games where they have great matchups. They're going to put up some output, but there are a lot of other defenders that I really, really like at the moment. Like I know Daisy Darcy's coming off a bit of a mid-game, but I have full faith that she's going to be bouncing back and be a top 6 defender for the season. Emerson, I've been banging that drum for a little bit too long maybe, but she's been taking all the kick-ins for Geelong. That's another player I would be targeting. Charlotte Thomas last week, which was a pop-outs pick again. Shout out the segment. She's been killing it for West Coast, and with the way West Coast have been playing, she's going to continue to get chances to score. So it's not because of their production. It's more that I'm looking elsewhere if I'm going to buy. So sell for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in the boat of selling as well. And that's because they only have one favourable matchup to end the year out of 5. So especially when Schleicher comes back, potentially people could be, wanting to get her in. They know the name, so potentially they could be looking for one on the market. And yeah, I don't see any point playing them for the rest of the year with only one slightly favourable matchup. The rest of them are poor matchups at best. So yeah, sell.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want any part of the Collingwood defence, but I would still be buying low on Ruby Schleicher, who hasn't played a game yet this season. Maybe coach frustrated. I think she comes back and she goes very, very well. I still see her as a top 5 defender when she is playing because we've seen she can rack up in defence.
Love it. Well, that wraps us up, our transfer market master. Thank you, Bales, for taking us through that. But it's time to head to the segment that we've been talking about a lot on the show. Jaiden, mate, take it away with our pop-out picks for the week.
Yeah, pop-out picks is designed to help you find some players that, are flying a little bit under the radar, but more importantly, ones that will potentially go well in the next few weeks. Not so much, ones that have gone well in the last few weeks, but yeah, looking for ones that will, boost your score. Potentially, you could get a better deal for in a few more weeks, or ones that you need to buy low right now. So we'll start off in defence. My pick for the week, she was in the bronze squad. It's Ella Heads. She scored quite well this week, and I was watching any of +6s in the back line. So I think she's a very good pick there. She's been the main kick-in taker for Sydney this year. So she's taken 17 so far this year and played on from 16 of them. And yeah, just the main kick-in taker. So they trust her back there. I think she actually got the Rising Star nomination this week as well. So yeah, she's in the news, but I think you need to get one because yeah, she was in the bronze squad this week. So if that doesn't tell you that she's got top 6 capability, then I think you should get on her. I'll switch it up a little bit this week. I'd normally go with a midfielder, but the midfield's pretty settled at the moment, so I'll go into the ruck, and it's Alice Edmonds. If you don't have one already, you're going to need one. The best ruck at the end of last year, struggled a little bit to start the year, but she's really hit her form now. Celine Moody is out with a shoulder injury, and for those of you that could be playing another ruck, maybe Mim Strom, maybe Ali Morfitt, I think Edmonds will be the number 1 ruck for the rest of the year, and that's because she has 5 good matchups to end the year. She's gone through her difficult ones, and now there's 5 good ones coming up. So I did look on the market to try and get one before recording this, but unfortunately they were a bit too expensive. I should have got one the week before. But yeah, if you have her, it's time to start playing her because she's about to go big, and we saw it on the weekend.
She played 100% game.
Yeah, 100% game time, 100% in the ruck. Everything you need from a ruck, and yeah, she ended the year last year in scintillating form. So I think she can do the same. And we'll stick with the Bulldogs, who've had a little bit of resurgence in scoring. In the forward line, I'm going to go with Gabby Newton. And the reason is not because she's a forward, but actually because on the weekend she played in defence. I know the kick-in data isn't massively accessible, but she actually took 3 kick-ins on the weekend and had a bit of a role change. So if you don't have one, potentially you want to get one. And after this show, I'm going to actually go and pick one up. So you boys better not steal them from me right now while I'm talking. But yeah, she's playing in defence, 3 kick-ins. That was the most for the Dogs this week. And yeah, I'm excited to see what she can do as a forward. So that's the pop-out picks for this week, and hopefully we see them in the bronze squad at least next week.
I just bought one for free. No, I'm joking.
Mate, love it. How good. A little bit like maybe a Himmelberg resurgence in points. We know that Himmelberg went from forward to defence. How good he could be. But that wraps up our pop-out picks. If you are following along right now, just know Jaiden does not miss. He's been nailing every single one, so make sure you're listening to him. But let's move it on. We're going to our pack of the week, or as we now do it, our pack battles. And I've got a pretty good battle for you this week. So, fellas, as we normally do, we're doing our best packs. I need to know who you think is gonna take it out this week, and let's pull it out. We've got two bloody beauties. So take your time.
Far out, that card, the one on the left.
Get it, and you let me know which one you're voting for, and if we, need my vote, I'll hop in.
Yeah, this is a really tricky. It's actually a tricky one because the one on the right is still very handy as well. Like Hannah Priest, Garrett Bowers, like Dee Berry. I don't know if she's a forward or mid in GameDay squad, and then Bree Moody. I'm going the one on the left personally. I think that Kiara Bowers gold is really good, but I think with the fact she's not currently playing, hopefully she's back this week. But in the other one, you've got Ebony Marinoff and Anne Hatchard. We know that they're the best duo in the AFLW. Not biased or anything at all. You get Bonnie Too Good as well, and then you also get Mim Strom. But you can, depending on salary, you've got gold and silver there, so you can actually choose which one you want to play depending on salary. So that's perfect. That's exactly what you want. So. And then Paige Scott as well could actually be a pretty handy forward, depending on matchup, and a good dynasty one to have. So for me, I'm going the one on the left because there's just a lot of good players in there.
Alrighty, Jaiden, you're the decision maker here. Where do you go?
Yeah, I'm going to go on the left as well. I was scrolling through Discord this week, saw that pack pop up, and I thought, well, I'm going to be seeing that one again, and here it is. So I'm going the one on the left. Potentially, 8 players that you could play going forward, and even some ability to, sell one of the Mim Stroms that you won't need and get some cash back, and that makes up for the pack in itself. So, the big boys pack of the week.
Wow, there you go, Tim, mate. It's just unfortunate. I think it's just a depth thing. You had some great cards and some really good ones, but there's just way too many. So the big boys, our pack of the week. Champion this week. Congratulations. I'll be in touch with you on the Discord to, give you your rewards. But well done. But fellas, I'm actually going to call, as what some would say in NFL terms, an audible. I've got one bonus segment for us this week. I finished 10th. I've just had a look, and my pack's ready to go. So what I thought is, why don't we open it together right here, right now, on the show. So, let's do it. Give me 1 sec. Alrighty, this is it. This is what you get. Finish top 10. This is what you get put into your account. So I thought, instead of opening it on my own and being, sad and potentially getting nothing, maybe you guys can make me feel better if it's not so good. So let's go. We'll open it up. I want some legend vibes here, fellas. Some legend energy. You never know.
We haven't got one on any stream. So.
Ooh. It's a plat or above. How many have we got? Just the one there or two? Okay, just the one. Biddle. Smith. No, I don't know if that's what we're looking for. Let's go here. Lee. Oh, Halfpenny. Spark. Okay. Horton's been playing real good. I'll take that as a plat. Gavin and Antonio. Wow, there is I don't think that would have won pack of the week. That's for sure. If I'm looking at the other ones. Gosh.
So I don't know about Jaiden, but on my screen it's actually delayed by a little bit. So you're saying like the names, and then I was seeing it come up like shortly after. But Jimmy Houghton's good, platinum. That'll be handy.
Yep. Yeah, we take that.
I mean, I nearly talked about her this week because she's been going quite well, but with the flag that potentially not some good forward matchups coming. But definitely a decent card.
So borderline pop-out pick. I'll take that. That means there's some value there. But yeah, I thought that was a little bit of fun. Why not do that? Hopefully next time, maybe it's a little bit better, the pack, and there's more to celebrate. But that's going to wrap us up.
My pack.
Yeah, well, true. Might not even be me next time. Could be one of you
You
boys.
never know.
Could.
Maybe I need to hit the transfer market early this week so I can get in before this video becomes public.
Before all the snipers come in and start sniping all your pop-out picks on our transfer market. But fellas, it's always an honour and a pleasure to, hop on here, be able to do our thing. But Bales, mate, cheers for coming on. Where can everyone find you at?
Thanks, mate. At BalesDT on Twitter and Instagram, and truly BalesHD on YouTube. Make sure you guys do tune in on Sunday nights. Me and Tom do our round review, and we might be getting a few guests on to finish the year as well to help us with talking through a few players. Make sure you tune to that, and then also the pre-lockout chat, which is good with Friday night footy now, not the Friday afternoon where people are still at work and haven't even got home yet footy. So it'll be good to make sure you guys tune to the Twitter space on there as we chat before the lockout hits.
Yeah, love that. And those links that he's talking about are down below in the description. So make sure, go show some love, give him a follow. And Jaiden, mate, how about yourself? Where can everyone find you?
Yeah, the best place to find me is on Twitter at Jaiden_Poposky. And yeah, the only resource you'll need is in my pinned tweet. Everything you need to know for AFLW fantasy, matchups, that run home. And yeah, if you're playing the other formats, break evens, and ownership stats. So all of that updated weekly on my Twitter page.
Go check it out. He literally has everything. Again, link down below in the description.
Don't want to plug yourself as well, mate?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you can find me at TommyGDS. I actually have a competition running weekly now. If you can guess my squad score and get it within a certain range, you get a free card. So it's currently a Silver Kirsty Stratton. Once someone guesses it, we'll move it on to the next. But yeah, so follow if you want to participate.
You're going to want the next one. Who you said last night who the next one is?
Yes, it's a gold Brie Davy, which, I sort of just said she's stocked out at the moment. So maybe you don't want Brie Davy, but she's still a great card in GameDay.
I'll take it for free. If you want to give her up, I'll take it. I'm happy.
Exactly. If you're just guessing a score and get her, you can't really go wrong, can you? But appreciate the love, everyone, and we'll catch you all in the next episode. Peace out.
See ya.